You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, guys, I don't even know if a lot of people realize this, but there is a push to try to get the Kansas City Chiefs to move to Kansas out of Missouri for the sake of a stadium, etc. Lawmakers are involved. Good God. No, there ain't no telling how this is going to turn out now that lawmakers are involved. There's some interesting stadium scenarios going on out there. There's one involving the Cleveland Browns right now. There's a really interesting one that I don't think I've done a video on this channel about, but I've covered a lot on Black and White Sports too, which all that NFL content, of course, I would do the video on this channel now. The Chicago Bears and Arlington Park and moving away from Soldier Field. That is real. All right. This feels like some political theater bullshit. All right. We're going to see. There was talk of a combined, Kansas City Royals and Chiefs situation. Back on May 30th, the clock is ticking on a potential move. Matthew Kelly of the Kansas Star. And look, guys, I tried to bring up, I wanted to use the Kansas Star because both of these articles came from that. But I'm not paying for your damn story. You can forget that. Reports that Kansas may pull its new stadium offer off the table June 30th. So they've given a pseudo, probably fake deadline to the Chiefs and I guess the Royals too. House Speaker Dan Hawkins told Kelly he doesn't want to extend the expiration date for the Chiefs or MLB Royals. Quote, I think if they want to get it done, they've still got time to get it done. Hawkins doesn't want to extend the deadline because doing so gives the Chiefs leverage in ongoing efforts to get stadium solutions in Missouri. Yeah, but let's be honest. If the Chiefs all of a sudden come calling, they're agreeing to do it, that deadline's going to fucking disintegrate. Quote, if one of them wants to or both of them wants to come to Kansas, we'd love to have them, Hawkins told Kelly. Quote, we have the tools. The Chiefs may prefer at this point a new stadium, given that owner Clark Hunt and team president Mark Donovan envision a dome for the Chiefs. I'm sure that Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins would love to see a dome, considering what's happened to them in the freaking weather. As with other open-air teams looking for new stadiums, a dome opens the door to events throughout the year. And Hunt said he'd like the Chiefs to hold a Super Bowl. That's always going to be the ultimate end game. When there's a new stadium, hosting the Super Bowl is a massive deal, as well as a Taylor Swift or any of these massive concerts. You name it. They want the stadium to become a destination. And if you think that's not a real thing, well, the WWE is going to host, it looks like, WrestleMania at Raiders Allegiant Stadium for the second year in a row in Vegas. They liked it so much, they canceled going to New Orleans to go back to Las Vegas. That's what it looks like. And there's some talk that WrestleMania could be there for a while because of that brand new, they call it the Death Star. It's a good-looking stadium out there in Vegas. It's part of the loose, unofficial quid pro quo of cold weather cities that build dome stadiums with significant taxpayer money. Donovan realized Kansas isn't bluffing, quote, hypothetically, as you're trying to figure out how to get a deal put together. If you're on either side of the table, you look at deadlines. That June 30th deadline is real. So Mark Donovan is saying he thinks the deadline is real. I just think that if all of a sudden the Chiefs come calling, seriously, that deadline's going to be like nothing. So you've got the Kansas City, Missouri mayor being positive about the idea that they're going to stay in Missouri. I'm pretty confident they're going to stay in Missouri too. The Chiefs supposedly have a June 30th deadline for accepting an offer from Kansas to help pay for a new dome stadium. On the other side of the border, more work needs to be done to finalize a plan for renovating Arrowhead Stadium, the team's longtime home. Kansas City, Missouri Mayor Quentin Lewis expressed hope on Sunday that the Chiefs will stay put with a $1.15 billion renovation for a long-term home. Quote, I had optimism all the time, and I think there's more and more reasons for that. I said last summer I believe we'd have a compelling Missouri State offer. We've gotten to that. It took a little longer than perhaps some would have wanted. I think the local government conversation is something that continues to proceed as well. Lucas, who made his comments while in Kansas for the KC World Cup community event, conceded that a final deal on the Arrowhead renovation won't be in place before the Chiefs' deadline to accept Kansas' offer comes and goes. Yeah, but see, Kansas is willing to chip in on the... I mean, a renovation isn't going to... I don't see how you can put a dome on Arrowhead. And if they're wanting to do business year-round, it's going to get interesting. Quote, I frankly continue to hope that we have it resolved sooner rather than later. The June 30th deadline set up by the state of Kansas may be a little tough for us, but we're going to make sure that we have a compelling offer to both teams in that time. Kansas City and the state of Missouri is where they need to be in terms of where the offers are. I think it will be on the teams to decide how quickly they want to proceed. The Chiefs moved to Kansas City in 1962 after surrendering Dallas to the NFL and the Cowboys. Yeah, they used to be the Texans, if I'm not going crazy. Quote, Kansas City, Missouri has made sense for 50-plus years. It will continue to do so until it doesn't. And it won't if the Chiefs decide to commit to a new stadium by making a short move to a city in a different state, but with the same name. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think renovations is going to help with the idea of getting year-round business into those stadiums, and that's the goal. From the owner standpoint, that's the goal. SoFi Stadium, I mean, the Jones Mahal in Dallas. I mean, how many big college football games has Jerry Jones hosted in AT&T Stadium? Never mind the state championships for Texas and yada, yada, yada. You get my point. They want that other money. They want the other events money that's coming in, like a WWE, like some hot shot concert. I was going to say monster trucks, but I don't think that's big enough. But you get my point. This could actually get more interesting than I originally wanted to take it as far as being serious. But if Kansas is offering a potential new stadium versus a renovation of any, I would say, man, if you can't make, and look, I kind of think there's something cool about seeing the Chiefs play outdoors, the Browns too, the Bears too, cold weather, blah, blah, blah. But I get it. A lot of people are like, yeah, but I'd rather sit at home where it's warm or go to a dome. That's the other thing. I think the consumer is changing in that. Yeah, 20 years ago, it was a rite of passage to go to one of the places. You had motor scooters getting frostbit from that Miami Dolphins playoff game. Actual Chiefs fans that ended up in the hospital. Yeah, we're going to watch this. Tell me what you think. Are they moving or not? I'd keep an eye on it. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.